You're right on time for Hope TV Newswatch on this 29th day of October 2024. A very good evening to you wherever you're watching us from, and welcome to the broadcast. My name is Keneddy Kimani, and signing for us tonight is Boniface Murithi. We begin with learning in all public universities across the country has been paralyzed following the nationwide lecturers' strike that began today. The University Academic Staff Union declared that their strike will be on until the government heeds to their demands as stipulated in the 2012-2025 collective bargaining agreement.
The government has reneged on its own agreement. What now they are telling us, when the technical team went to meet them, they started saying now we have 4.3 billion, let's talk about how we are going to distribute the money. They were reminded, we talked about percentages. The technical team that the Inter-Ministerial Committee had mandated had come up with 9.6 billion. So by bringing in 4.3 billion, that was a slap on the face. We told them, go back and address yourselves on to the return to work formula. Then they were given a 7-day strike notice that elapsed last night, midnight. So today, we are all launching the strike nationally. Kisii University chapter, we are launching ours, and we are telling the government, we are tired. We cannot work with a government that is quick to do deduction from our basic our salaries. Our pay slips have been raided badly. For instance, we at the housing levy, we don't need houses. Personally, when you look at these guys, we don't need houses from the government. We have our own houses. Nevertheless, we said, okay, if we are going to have houses for Kenyans, let's just grudgingly allow that.
Pacho, aka La Presida. We are very aggrieved by the government because our needs are not being addressed. We are very educated citizens and we love this country so much. Unfortunately, after we agreed to return back to work and we expected money in our bank account by the end of October, up to now we have got nothing.
Now, impeached Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua has today mounted a strong defense to have the court overturn his ouster from office, as he warned of trouble should the courts uphold his removal. Through his lawyer, John Haminwa, Gachagua alleged that together with President William Ruto, they are inseparable and that one cannot be taken away and another left.
The sole purpose of conservatory orders under Article 23 of the Constitution, which gives this court power to issue conservatory orders, is to preserve the substratum, the subject matter of the petition. Here, what is being preserved is the right, constitutional rights of the Deputy President, who has challenged the impeachment for violating his rights, seeks to have that impeachment vacated and quashed. That is what needs to be preserved, and that is the purpose for which 3 judges issued conservatory orders, or 2 judges issued conservatory orders.
We were told, my lord, and this is true, that the impeachment process is a special process. It's sui generis. It is neither civil nor criminal. It's a process sui generis. And that is why, and this cannot be said many times, enough times, that is why the framers of the Constitution do not say that a vice president will be brought to the Supreme Court of Kenya and tried for violations of the Constitution. It is a political process. It goes to a political chamber. Senate sees as a political body. That's what happens in there. When Dr. Kaminwa says impeachments are never successful in the United States, it is because of the peculiar politics of the United States.
Well, away from that, religious leaders under the Inter-Religious Council of Kenya and the Organization of African Instituted Churches have renewed their call to global and national leaders to take urgent, just and transformative action on climate adaptation and financing, addressing the press ahead of the upcoming COP29 in Baku, Azerbaijan. The clergy have advocated for a new collective, quantified goal on climate finance and a refined international financing system that prioritizes public grants over loans.
As the world's nations revise their national determined contributions under the Paris Agreement, we urge that adaptation is placed firmly at the core of the Kenya's and African climate strategies. The effects of climate change are now deeply felt across the continent, from prolonged droughts to extreme flooding and rising temperatures, and the communities are increasingly vulnerable to environmental shocks.
Our religious tradition calls us to be just stewards of creation, and we assert that indebting African nations to address climate crisis born from global inequity is fundamentally unjust. We stand together with African governments, the African Union, and the civil society in calling for financing model that reflects equity and that prioritize grant-based solutions.
Moving on swiftly, and President William Ruto has commended Nairobi County's Dishina County school feeding program for its impact on student retention and combating food insecurity, as the initiative marked a milestone of 30 million meals served. Our very own Sami Adika with more on this.
Spirit of generosity.
Speaking at the Global School Meals Coalition ministerial meeting, President William Ruto highlighted the importance of school feeding programs in Kenya's education strategy, further noting that it has provided a conducive learning environment for students.
We cannot have the capital city of Kenya with too many children out of school, largely because of two things: infrastructure in our schools, and secondly, hunger. And I am very proud of what Nairobi County is doing and what collectively as a government we are doing in this space to keep our children in school and to make sure that to the extent possible they have a meal.
As hunger continues forcing many children from arid and semi-arid regions, as well as those in informal settlements across the country, stay out of classrooms, President William Ruto has pledged more budget allocation to increase the number of beneficiaries.
We have tripled the budgetary allocation for school feeding and set a clear goal to expand the program's coverage from 2.6 million kids to 10 million children by 2030. Towards this end, we launched an operational plan to scale up the program early this month. We are committed to action and fully determined to succeed.
With just 14 months after its launch, the Dishina County initiative has reached the milestone of 30 million meals served, while benefiting over 310 students across 230 public schools in the 17 sub-counties of the city.
In the past 1 year, enrollment has gone up by more than 34%. An example of a school, we've been with you together, Umoja 1 Primary, population has moved from 1650 to 2,552, more than 900 students because of the introduction of this. We used to have 210,000 children in Nairobi schools. Now there are 316,000 in our schools.
As Dishina County is said to have boosted school enrollment by 34%, Governor Sakaja further lauded the partnership that have made the program possible.
Thanks to our collaboration, we ensure that these meals are to the highest nutrition, highest standards of safety, because our children deserve nothing less. Your Excellency, we even made sure that it is domiciled with a minister. So our health minister in Nairobi, our CEC, is in charge of school feeding, and she is here, Susan Silentoi.
Finland's Minister for Foreign Trade and Development, who also co-chairs School Meals Coalition, Vail Tavio, pledged to pump more resources to support efforts of school feeding across Africa and ensure school-going children have equal access to education.
I'm pleased to announce our latest concrete commitment. We will be allocating still later this year 5.5 million euros to WFP's school meals program globally, with a special emphasis on African countries.
As Nairobi County Governor Johnson Sakaja is set to establish necessary governance structures,
I can talk about this all day,
to properly manage the Dishina County school feeding program, it is now the hope of many that the national government will ensure every child outside the capital city also have access to such meals as they head to school come next year.
and they give across the city. At lunchtime, there are this.
For Newswatch, I'm Sami Adika.
Thank you so much, Adika, for that report. Now it's exactly 12 minutes past the top of the hour. Time now for a short break, but immediately after, I'll be back with the business and the sports news. Stick around.
This week on Hope Devotion.
Faith is the substance of things hoped for. It means faith is built on the foundation of hope. Without hope, you have no faith.
Join Minister Eliel Michael Laban as he shares the Word of God on the topic, A Great and Victorious Hope in the Current Turbulent Time.
Is there anything too hard for the Lord? Now, when I believe, what is guaranteeing that Laban here is going to have a good life, then my story is going to end well. I lift my eyes to you whose throne is in heaven. The Bible says in Isaiah 45 verses 22, look to me and you will be saved. So looking is relying, is depending upon. It is not just opening your eyes.
Start your day with hope every morning from 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Hope TV, look and live.
Rafiki soul is the promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond what angaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki soul is a promise of a hand that reaches and goes beyond watangaza tumaini kote. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. I'm forever grateful. Ninashukuru ukarimu, ukarimu. Rafiki msoul.
Friends of Hope, keeping hope alive.
Thank you for choosing Hope TV, the channel that brings you hope, entertainment, and inspiration. We value you and would like to serve you better. Talk to us by scanning this QR code on your screen or go to our social media page at Hope TV Kenya and click on the survey link by the name Hope TV Survey. It will just take a few minutes but means the world to us. We value your feedback. Hope TV, look and live.
Welcome back. Let's get down to business now. And NCBA and Sanlam Life Insurance have partnered to offer new life insurance products. The partnership features two new products, that is the NCBA Digital Last Expense, which will cover funeral costs, and NCBA Educator Plus, which will enable users to pay for education.
As IRA, we have graced the launch, and it is because we've been encouraging that the industry goes into partnerships so that they are able to grow, especially the life business, because life has not been taken up as it should be, and penetration is low. So we see it, we support what this launch is doing today so that it can grow that side of the business. We'll do a lot of consumer awareness, more so in the counties, and we go as far as the sub-counties and the wards to just educate the public on insurance and the services that are offered within the insurance industry, as well as the products that are out there.
I'm indeed excited. One thing we didn't mention, the regulator and myself, actually, before the name changed to CPA, NCPA, it was CPA. We worked together and licensed the first intermediary from the bank was CPA. So as we speak today, what the regulator alluded to is NCPA was the first bank to be licensed to distribute insurance products. The way I look at it today is, having gone through that journey, we realize that people insure their assets, people insure their cars, but people don't protect their own lives from the unforeseen circumstances.
And to some sport in action now, 107 golfers have qualified for the much anticipated 2024 NCBA Golf Series Grand Finale, set for the end of November at the Muthaiga Golf Club. Last weekend, 6 golfers booked their slots during the last local qualifying leg held at the Great Rift Valley Lodge and Golf Resort.
NCBA Golf Series is that it has helped golfers to really network, and because they go from different places, from Nairobi, I would say, I don't know if they've been to Kisumu and here in Naivasha. It helps golfers and anyone else who comes to this golf event to really network, socialize, and also make friends. There are new golfers who have never played, and I should say some of them probably this is their first tournament. It gives them a chance to get the feel of the game and also meet prolific golfers, so that can act as an encouragement for them that at one point they'll get to where the prolific golfers are.
I would say for the NCBA Golf Series, we're pretty happy as a brand. We've taken this up very strongly. You've seen us traversing the whole country. We also done it in our regional countries, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, and it has really brought the brand to the epitome, basically where it should be, as a respected brand, known for, we always say, known for exceptional customer experience, but I always say that we're also known for exceptional golfing experience. I'm happy that we are coming to the end of this series. We've, as I said, we've done it, we've done ourselves proud this year. Grand finale is 29th November at Muthaiga Golf Club. And for all the winners from the various clubs that we've gone to, even from the regions, they're all going to congregate at Muthaiga. And believe me, if last year you thought it was fun, this year is going to be something else. So if you've played today and you've won, look out for 29th November, NCBA Golf Series, the grand finale at Muthaiga. Thank you.
Now, the Kenya Volleyball Federation has today officially unveiled its 2024-2025 season as it seeks to embrace digital operations in In activities, the digitalization campaign will entail a newly established federation website, live streaming of matches, live scoring, and a full-blown social media initiative intended to bring the sports closer to its fans.
Today marks a very, very special occasion. Today, Kenya Volleyball Federation has embarked on a route to digitalize and maximize on the use of digital tools in its transmission of information to the consumers, to the teams, to the general public, to the sponsors, and to everybody even beyond the borders of Kenya. What has been happening is that we've been doing a lot, but a lot of it has not been captured because systematic way of disseminating, or first of all gathering and disseminating our information. Even our own character has not quite been well portrayed because we didn't have a central point where somebody could, of a button, at the click of a key, find out who we are, what we do, what we have done, what we are going to do. So it's a very, very important day for us, and we intend to maximize on it so that we can reach out, advertise, and also put in perspective the plans that we have, make sure that we maximize on our visibility.
Moving on swiftly, and 30 goalkeeper trainers have today begun an elite CAF goalkeeping course at the Kenya Institute of Special Education. The group will be under the tutelage of a renowned FIFA/CAF expert in goalkeeping, Alejandro Herrera, and the course will run until Friday this week. The course aims to enhance skills and knowledge of goalkeeping coaches in the country.
You disagree with the aerial ball, and then he dropped the ball. I assume he's going to do completely different. Thank you. They also deserve a clap. Are we going to do it? Yes. It for us. The game is ours. Kenya ni yetu. Football ni yetu.
Now, Manchester City and Spain midfielder Rodri has won the men's Ballon d'Or. The 28-year-old, who lost just one game last season for club and country, is the first Spanish player to win the men's award since 1960. And the first Premier League player to win the award since Cristiano Ronaldo in 2008. Rodri helped Spain win Euro 2024 in July and also won the Premier League, UEFA Super Cup, and Club World Cup with Manchester City. All right, with that, we come to the end of our news tonight. Many thanks to you for making time to watch Hope TV Newswatch. We really do appreciate the value of your time. On behalf of the amazing team that made this bulletin a success, have yourselves a blessed night. My good name is Keneddy Kimani, and signing for us tonight has been Boniface Muredi.